It was a dream of Scotland. It set me off pedalling on my first ever bike tour. Well, that's a little bit pretentious maybe. It was the postcode of a distillery that set me off pedalling on my first ever bike tour. But I've always loved cycling in Scotland, and I haven't been back here for probably 6 years now, which is why it is so incredibly exciting to be setting off bright and early this morning to ride the Badger Divide from Inverness back down south to Glasgow. Come with me. Just came around this little corner, up over a rise, and got my first view down onto Loch Ness. So I've stopped at this little viewpoint to have a date and see whether I can get any monster footage. I'm sure if I wait 5 minutes, Nessie will turn up. On that aforementioned first ever ride, I actually did this section from Fort Augustus into Inverness coming the other way with my mate Neil Ian. And weirdly, although that was 12 years ago, I'm remembering bits of the trail. Not specific sort of features, but little stretches through the trees or crossing points and things are definitely coming back to me. So it'll be interesting to see what other things pop up into my memory doing it this way on my own. I was supposed to be setting off as part of this grand depart this morning, but there's an ultra marathon happening on the same route, so the set off for us bikers got pushed back to 6 AM, which is pretty early for me, and I got there at about 20 past, I think, and a group apparently had just left, and there's no chance I'm going to catch up with them. But that's all good. I like cycling on my own. It's beautiful. It's perfect weather for it. The sky is sort of blue with a bit of cloud. It's cool but not cold. No wind to speak of. Birds are singing. The forest is murmuring. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. mentioned the ultra marathon that's sharing a lot of this route with me today. I got a good half-hour start on them, maybe 45 minutes this morning. The first guy overtook me on the climb up out of Drumnadrocket, a Canadian fella. He's running 75 kilometres today, carrying 10 kilos of food and water, and then tomorrow he's doing another 60. Bonkers. I asked him what his route was and when he expected to finish, and he's doing basically the same route I am, but probably finishing earlier. I don't know how people do it. But then I expect he's not stopping to have long, leisurely lunches in amazing spots like this, looking down onto Loch Ness. He's probably just gunning it. As I'm sitting here and absolutely loving it. Which reminds me of being back in Norway. It's not all about the riding. The stops, the snack stops, they're good too. I'm not too proud to push. First time today. As you probably all know if you watch this channel, I don't start early. I'm lucky usually if I get riding by 9:30 or 10. So the fact that I started just after 6 this morning kind of thrown me, because my legs are telling me that it's got to be coming towards the end of the day. It's about 12 o'clock. So I'm going to keep at it. Look at this. This is stunning. These are the kind of views and the kind of trails that are going to make Alan jealous. And they also put me in mind, of course, of my fallen comrade, Mr. Redman. But, as the astute of you may have noticed in shots already, I have a new little woolen person strapped to the bars. Turns out that Mr. Redman is like Doctor Who. So when one body falls, he sort of reincarnates or regenerates or whatever in another body. And he's different. He's not red, but he's still Mr. Redman. So everybody, I'd like to introduce you to the new and improved Mr. Redman. As you can see, he's a little bit more politically minded than the last one, sporting his Extinction Rebellion logo. But that's cool, I'm down with that. Might spark some controversy in the comments, possibly, depending on the whim and want of the individual viewers, but hey, it's his decision. Oh, it's beautiful, but I'm very tired. Ness, the full length of it. Bosh! It's a beast. I've just come down through Fort Augustus, that you can see behind me over there, those blue tents. That's the end of the ultramarathon. I was just chatting to one of the stewards. A Canadian fella, who I chatted to briefly earlier, who was in the lead, has already come in. So he beat me. He did the same route as me today, and he beat me probably by an hour. That's nuts. Anyway, I was faced with a decision in town. There is a campsite back there, but there's a Bothy a little further on. I've never stayed in the Bothy, so I quite fancy it. It does mean ending the day with a pretty meaty climb. But it's a climb I would have had to do tomorrow anyway, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ask a little more from these crusty old pins and see if I can get myself halfway up the pass and find a little Bothy. It might be heaving. I sort of thought it would be where everyone else was aiming for, but I've spoken to a few other riders who've said that actually the main group who set off, none of them had tents and they weren't camping. They were all gravelers and they were heading for hostels and stuff. So it may be that actually there aren't that many people wild camping it, and there might be room at the inn. We shall see. One more big push up from the water. Come on, legs. That was a killer climb to end a long day on, but I made it. I'm at the Blackburn Bothy, which is a good portion of the way up the Corrieric Pass. And there's no other bikers here. There's a couple, but they're hiking. All the other bikers must have either not made it this far or gone on. So we should see if anything else turns up. It's very basic, but it's exciting. I've never been in a Bothy before. It's got a wooden floor and a roof. It's got a little fire pit, although there's nothing to burn up here. It's got a lovely trickling stream to come up from, and it's in a very beautiful little sheltered valley that's catching the last of the sun today. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Day one, Badger Divide, has been just fantastic. I mean, it is up there with some of the best rides I've done. Really, really, really enjoyed it. But I'm beat. I'm gonna go and do some stretching, cook some food, and just sit for a bit. See you for day two tomorrow. Bye now.